Welcome to the Goal Getter podcast. My name is Erica Martin, your host. Today we are going to go into a social media audit. We are going to talk about exactly how to create one, why you need it, and why you should do this every, I would say, 6 months, a year, if not more. A social media audit is basically you as the creator of this social media content, you take a pause in your business and your social media content, and you step back at that 30,000 foot level. So you're stepping back. Again, as business owners, we're in the day-to-day. We're in the guts of our business and our social media content. So we need to be at that 30,000 foot looking at everything to say what's working, what's not. Because if we continue down the path of creating content that's not performing, not working, and we don't know why, it is a waste of time and it can actually hurt your business. So a social media audit is an analysis of your social media presence. It involves looking at your individual social media accounts and presence at a whole to find out what's working, what's not, why it isn't, and where you can improve. So we should do this by focusing on specific metrics. So let's kind of talk about what are metrics. This is where I disagree with a lot of my, social people online that are social media experts. Your metrics are not about your demographics of your audience. When we talk about a target audience, we don't necessarily want it to be about demographics, age, what's their gender, that kind of a thing. That is kind of out the window. When I talk about understanding your followers, I want you to look at it from the perspective of, do you understand their problem? Our followers are a group of people that have a similar problem. It's not necessarily a 40-year-old woman that has a business. She might not have the same problem as another 40-year-old woman who has a business, right? So group it in understanding your audience's problem. If you take it from that perspective, you will grow further in understanding how you can help them with their problem. So engagement data, such as likes, comments, shares, and impressions. And if you've listened to any of my podcasts in the past, and go back and do this, please, I talk about the metrics I look at from a social media manager perspective. I look at impression and reach, which are basically the same thing. Reach is how far out it went, how many people saw it. Impressions are how many times it was shown. An impression can be something where someone is shown the same image multiple times. Now, social media doesn't really like to do that if it doesn't have to, because it wants you to have the newest, best content all the time so you stay on the platform. So sometimes when we talk about reach and impressions, I kind of group them together because they work similar, but you could definitely have someone see your content multiple times. Again, that algorithm didn't catch it. That could be why. Or if you have multiple accounts and they're different names, that could happen too. So we like engagement. And the content that works the best when it is under engagement is things, and they all work differently, but videos that inspire, videos that like static posts that are quotes that people feel like they have to share. Think of that when you're creating content. Try to throw some engagement stuff in there, because if someone engages with your content, they comment on an Instagram post, you should definitely comment back, or they DM you, you want to definitely message back. But if they comment, that algorithm reads it as, oh, this is of value, I'm going to show more people. Okay? So engagement content is a little tricky to create, but creating videos that are worth stitching, creating content that's worth sharing or saving. Like, one big thing for me is, if I see someone doing a really good workout, then I'm like, hey, I can do that later. I will save it. And that counts as engagement on Instagram, for example. So your content's performance. If you're using a scheduling tool like Later.com or Metricool, you can go in and look at what is performing. They have really nice dashboards, or you can go in the back end if you're looking at Facebook and Instagram of Meta. You can go to TikTok's back end, and I'm not editing that out because I think this podcast needs to be about being real, so I am going to flub up a couple times. But your content's performance, looking at those numbers to see what works. I mean, every platform will tell you what is working and what isn't. And here's the trick. Just do more of what's working. Just do more because your audience liked it and it's going to go bigger. So the performance of campaigns. So if you're running a campaign, like for a launch example, if I run a launch, I work about 6 weeks backwards from the launch date, and then I run a campaign. So if you're running a campaign, look at how that campaign's performing. I mean, if your videos aren't doing well, it's because they're probably boring and your audience can't get anything out of them. So especially at a campaign, watch those metrics to see what's working, what's not. Why do we conduct a social media audit? Because the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie, unless you're hacked and it's weird, but the numbers don't lie. There's many, many, many different reasons that we can look at numbers. I'm just going to pause it. Hello.
Hi, Erica. This is Lily calling with Edge Integrative Wellness. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm calling to confirm your appointment with us tomorrow for a telemed visit with Maria at 9:30.
Okay, sounds great. Yep, I'll be there.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Well, then have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, starting again. All right, so let's go into it. Let's dive into it. So how to conduct a social media audit in 4 simple steps, right? I'm all about simple, marketing made simple. That's my whole thing. Make it easy for you guys. 1, round up all of your accounts. I like to have all my account tabs open and look at them, one after another. So I'm right in the moment. I'm not like hunting for this. I get them all open and then I start my audit. So open your accounts, look at, and all of them. I mean, if you have a Pinterest account, if you have all of the things, look at everything. Look at all of them. What works, what doesn't, what's moving the needle, and make notes. That is step 1. Look at all of your accounts, making sure you're even looking at if you have a blog, if you have a podcast, see what's performing. All right. And then, look at, okay, so if we're kind of diving in a little bit further, look at what else is there that you could be doing. Are you, for example, not on Instagram, yet your audience may be on Instagram? Maybe it's time to add Instagram. Or you on Instagram, nothing's performing, you're just flat, you're not growing, maybe your audience isn't there, right? Maybe you need, for example, you're a B2B and you need to be on LinkedIn. I had a client that went through this exact same thing. They were on Instagram because someone at a conference told them Instagram is good for every business. That is a lie. That is a poor mistake when it comes to social media. I said, no, we are going to live on Instagram, and their accounts are growing massively. So Instagram is definitely something to take a look at. I think every business does need a Facebook page just because that's the world we live in. A Facebook page is very healthy for every business to have. And if you don't have an Instagram, or if you do have an Instagram account, just push your content over from there. If you don't, post using a scheduling tool. It's very simple. List your goals for each platform. What are your goals? The little link in bio, that should be dialed in. Dialed in. When you have, I even have now on my new website that I'm launching pretty soon, I actually have built in to my website is a link in bio page. I'm going to give it a domain, but it will guide them. Like I want you to go here, 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 here. So I go free, paid. That's my kind of how I do the things. But have a goal for that. So I put that on what is necessary. Now, if I am on a platform that is really good with conversion, I'll try to convert everybody onto a free offer and then a paid offer. So look at the goal for each platform. What is the goal? Drive traffic, build engagement, use the platforms like they should be. Crunch the numbers. Once you've established your goals, in other words, what success should look like to you, it's time to analyze the performance. Like we've mentioned, your goals determine what metrics you should look at. If your goal is to attract new customers, for instance, you will want to look at the followers to make sure you can see exactly, are they all in the similar world when it comes to the problem. So understand those customers. You'll also want to look at how many users who land on your social media page or visit your website. Can you see those clicks? Do you have the pixels embedded in your website? So look at the numbers. Understand those numbers. They're your friend. That's one thing that most business owners do. They don't look at the numbers. You have to. You have to. And then put together a plan of action. Once you've looked at your metrics, it's time to look at your plan. What works, what doesn't. Let's say there's a topic in your business that you cover and nobody seems to be caring. Get that out of there. It's time. It doesn't need to be there. So once you've looked at your metrics, do the SWOT technique, if you guys have heard of that before. SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So after you've looked at your social media collectively, look for what is something you're doing really, really good. So I actually draw it on like a piece of paper and I put it into 4 quadrants, and I'll do strengths in one corner and I'll list what's worked, weaknesses, what doesn't work. Maybe talking about one product is not working, right? What are the opportunities? What is something you're missing? That's an opportunity. Is it a new platform? Is there a new product or service you're going to launch that could be a new opportunity? What are the threats? What risks are you exposed to when it comes to being on the platforms? Meaning, is there competition? Like if you're going to launch a new product, is there high competition in it? Is the price too high and it really needs more explanation than what you can give it? So these are things that I look for when it comes to social media and creating an audit. We actually do them for businesses. We will be launching a new program here in this summer that is called Traffic to Conversion. With that, you get a social media audit and you get some one-on-one coaching. And that is something that is super healthy. Every time I work with a client, that's the first thing that we do. We look at your accounts to see what's working and what isn't. So anyways, have a great day and thank you. Please give us a really good review. Leave good comments. We love the love on this platform. And check out our website that Martin Media Co. will be launching very soon, and we'd love to see you. Check that out and keep listening. We want to help you obtain your goals. That is our mission. Have a great day.